What is up, everybody? I hope you're well. So today I want to do something a little different. So instead of doing my daily summary of the work I do, today I want to start a new thing. So every week I want to like fix up some old projects. So spend like half a day just fixing up a few uh, various things and projects that I still use, but don't really get the time to work on them so much anymore. So today I want to work on my idea site. I just want to like it's pretty. I mean, it works and it's cool, but I want to extend it a bit and change the infrastructure slightly. So it's pretty simple. You can just type in ideas and then save them. But that's kind of about it. And so I want to be able to like click on one of these. So I don't know. Let's go. Um, what if I just do a test? Some idea. And so I want to kind of be able to. I mean, you can edit this, but I want to make it like a longer description part two. So I want to do that, but I also want to change the framework that I'm using for it. So it's using something called Alpine CSS, which is kind of cool, and it's something I was testing just because I started using Django again. And essentially, the way it works is you have your HTML, and you can inject these little HTML tags with JavaScript in it, and it's kind of like Tailwind CSS, but with for JavaScript. And it seems to work pretty well. Like I can do cool stuff, but it's not quite as I mean, it's working for this menu too. But I think I want to actually incorporate my new sort of frameworks into it. So using Parcel and then maybe like Preact and kind of get that going because it's just a bit easier to work with, I think. And I know how to set it up now quickly. So today I'll do two things. So setting up that infrastructure, so Parcel, and maybe convert the code, and then hopefully I'll have time to actually create that uh, the kind of description part. So you can click on it, and maybe there'll be a pop up and that kind of thing. So let's do it, man. So yeah, this is my site, and so I literally have nothing prepared. So I'm just going to start coding, man. I guess. So first things first, let's set up a little. Actually, what we want is to set up Parcel. So I want to grab I guess my extension will work. And I'm just going to copy the config, install npm, install all the packages I want, um, and set that up. So I also tried to do a proper live stream today, which like a live stream. So these were supposed to be live streams, but I think there's just too many issues, mainly with internet, um, and also sometimes I get power cuts, and then the internet drops out for like 5 minutes, and it's not quite a good experience for you guys. Oh, I can get TypeScript in there too. Sweet. Okay, so we want these things. jQuery no, fs extra no, order prefix okay. Don't need PostCSS because that's built into Parcel. CSS Nano. I think that's also kind of done in Parcel. CSS tools. PostCSS Sass. I don't think I use Sass. Yeah, we'll get rid of that and Purge because Tailwind has Purge built into it now, which is cool. And then get rid of that as well. Okay, that should work. And then just install that. And then we want some scripts, I guess. So this is running a Django server. Maybe it's better to use not the extension one, but the actual Django server that I've been using. So we'll get rid of that. So these are both Django servers. So that's what this 10 ideas site is. It's a Django app. Do we want? Yeah. Oh, we got a Tailwind config already. Okay. So don't care about that. So probably don't need that. Concurrently, maybe. Copy you. And what else? This stuff. Alias and that stuff. Okay, cool. So, okay, how do we want this to work? So the project structure, yeah, I guess we're going to want that source file, and then we probably just want a single index file. Yeah, so unlike the extension where you have, I'm using 4 index files, this is going to use a single one. So we'll create that. So source folder, and we'll do index.tsx, tsx. Do we need Tailwind stuff, I guess? So index.css2, and I guess we can, it's pretty much this. Looks good. And then, oh, actually, we have a Tailwind file already. Let's see. Tailwind. Sorry, I really should fix this mic issue a little bit better. Okay, that's cool. So we got some config here already. So actually, I'll just replace this. So this is the existing Tailwind stuff. And I'm going to move it to this file. And so I guess we can get rid of it. Oh, we should check if... Okay, so I should also note that the Git client I use is super nice. It's called Sublime Merge. So it's the same company that made Sublime Text. They've got a really, really slick Git client. I'll just full screen it. Okay. This is idea track. Okay, cool. Package. Okay. So why complaining of 5 things? Different repo. Okay. So I'm just making sure my package is clean so I don't start undoing stuff. Wow, that install takes a while, eh? Okay. Index.tsx. So we have nothing available for that. So I'm just going to see what I do here in my... So this Elemental app already has all the parcel stuff in use. But my other one doesn't. So yeah, I guess we do a little test app here. Probably don't need... That should be fine. App hello world. Cool. And pre-act is set up. Got the aliases set up here. So we are installed. Okay, that's good. So let's set up our scripts here. So is this a merging of my scripts? We're confused. Okay, when I save it's reformatting it. Okay. Set up. Do we have a pipenv file? We do not. So I'm also using a different system. Maybe it's worth setting that up too. pipenv. Sure. Because with pipenv you get like a lot of nice scripting stuff. But I just got to make sure that, because I've got a bunch of requirements here, I have to convert those over. Maybe I just won't do that. It'll take too long. So I'm just going to use npm to hodgepodge all my Python stuff. As you can see here, Python managed migrations, but in a npm script. I mean, it works, but it's not the cleanest way to do stuff. So, okay, this is all of my existing scripts. And these are the kind of scripts I'm using. So you can see here, this is where I'm using pipenv. So that's calling off to pipenv to do the Python stuff. But what I need, okay, what are the scripts doing? So Python, sorry, pip install requirements.txt, and npm install. Okay, Heroku post build. Okay, we'll leave you down here. Let's just see. Okay, so setup is good. Dev, npm run dev. It's going to do our type check. Okay, cool. And then npm dev JavaScript. That looks all right, I guess. So we'll keep these here. So it's going to compile my JavaScript stuff. This is going to, okay, so that's going to compile JavaScript for the Django server. This is going to run the dev server. So, or just a dev test script. I think we'll just keep a live script here in case. Not even sure if we need, yeah, we'll keep it. Dev Heroku. So it allows me to test with Heroku. CSS rel, CSS dev. So I'm manually running the CSS stuff. So I don't actually need to do that. Same with this, I guess. And the rel static, okay. Migrate. Okay, freeze, okay. Post build. I don't think Heroku, because Heroku is going to run this build script by default, I believe. And because I'm not doing any manual Tailwind CSS generation, I don't need to do this post build stuff manually because it's all done within Parcel, right? So I'm just doing a type check and then Parcel build, and then it's outputting that. So that should be cool. So I think that should just work, I think. And then npm start. We do need this. Okay. And then it's going to run dev. I wonder if there needs to be a dev Django, which is going to run my server, right? So I guess we can do that. So it's going to be Python manage.py run server. And then it's going to use my local settings. Cool. And so when we do the start, what do we want to do? We want to run dev.js and dev Django, I guess, right? So we'll do that. Dev.js. So that's doing the same thing. So I'm kind of merging all my Python scripts in here and the JavaScript scripts. So it's not ideal. And that's where that pip-in script is really nice to use. But I think that should work. I think before we do that, let's just test this parcels working. So npm run dev live, and that's going to run a non-existent live script. So let's get one of live.html or dev.html. This is the one we want. Okay, so dev, we'll rename you to live. Okay, let's test you. And if you can see my drink, it's a beautiful color. This is Rooibos tea from South Africa. Post CSS config doesn't exist. Well, I think it does, but it's probably wrong. So we'll keep this guy. Post CSS config. Okay, so I'm using. I think I'll just get rid of that. Let's try that again. Come on. Cool. Just checking we had a Tailwinds config there. All right, she is live, but I think she's broken. H is not defined. Interesting. Do we need a TS? I think we do. TS config. Just copy this guy. Paste it here too. Okay, so why isn't it not picking up Preact now? Okay, it's built. Okay, hello world. Not sure what the issue was. I wouldn't have thought TypeScript just fixed that, but it seems to work. Okay, so we got hello world, and I think now it should just be live reloading. So if I go hello world, man, I don't even have to, like, I've got VS Code to auto save. Awesome. It's just super nice. And then it auto refreshes. Cool. So we've got parcels successfully running Tailwinds, building with TypeScript and Preact. Super easy. Fuck, I love Parcel, man. So much easier than Webpack. Webpack is, usable and powerful, but there's a lot to set up. All right, cool. So the issue now is that I need to merge this in with this dev. Oh, this is definitely an older site. It's 1 month old, but I was using this little dev folder to manually test stuff. Because, I don't know, using Django and then refreshing the page all the time gets tiresome after a while. So I was doing some work with that. But now this is working. So live HTML, dist. So suppose we need to ignore that dist folder. Well, all of these are old too. Static files. Dev and then dist, I guess. And then we don't need the Tailwind stuff. Yeah, I don't think we do. And then in here, just delete the CSS folder, the JavaScript folder. Okay, so I created a little API script here. I think we do want to use that. I'll copy that into source. So that just lets me handle like REST API. Not but without using another library. I had issues with some library I was using before, but it's all good. Okay, and then this is kind of the stuff that's being used by Alpine CSS. So this is what I'll be converting today. But I think we can just, maybe we do want to move you. So I'll move you here as well. Get rid of the JavaScript. Images. Okay, cool. Icons are cool. Okay, looking good. And I don't think we have any stuff in this app. Okay, so I've got two apps here. 10 ideas. Ideas 10. That's the homepage, and then idea track is the actual site that you see here. So there's a homepage, which you see at home. So it's just a landing page. So there's no JavaScript going on here, just some buttons and stuff. And then this is the actual interactable site. So I've got them as two separate apps here. And so idea track is the app I want to use. So get rid of you guys. Base app ideas and index. So these are the two pages I will be converting. So as you can see here, so for example, this page, it's using, the index. So I've got two pages here, all ideas and 10 ideas. And 10 ideas is just this index page. You can see I've got these little kind of tags here. So these are, it's using Alpine.js, which is quite a cool library. Alpine.js. It's like, it's kind of a mix between Vue and it's kind of Tailwind style Vue, I guess. So you create like a JavaScript object, which was this stuff. So this logic handles all the interaction with these little idea components, and so you can keep it in like a nice little JavaScript component, I guess. And then within the HTML, you can then reference those methods. So for example, there's a update method, which will actually do a server call to update that. And then it's not being used. Can submit, unsubmit. Maybe that's it. Maybe not. Where the hell is edit idea text area? Where's that coming from? Okay, text area is here. Okay, text area is using submit. Okay, so I've got two objects here. I've got text area. So this is how you define like the components you want to use. So I've got a text area component and then the edit idea component. This is the edit idea component, and then the text area components down here. And then it handles logic. So this is like, these are the ideas that you can see underneath. So in this case, I have one. But if I refresh the page, you can see that it loads three. It has those three placeholders temporarily. And so I won't talk too much about it. It's a cool library. I think if you don't want to set up your own bundle system and you just need like snippets of JavaScript, it's cool. But I think there's like a lot of interaction, or more interaction than I'm comfortable with just using these little tags. So it's like there's if I favorite it, and favorite it and save, it has that save thing. so that there's all these like loading states, like you can see that's happening. And so it's kind of fiddly to work with in these HTML tags. So I really want to bring that into the kind of TypeScript parcel, so TypeScript Preact system that I've been using. So I'll do that today. So we just need to kind of bring that in now. So how does this work again? We have our dist folder, and we need to set up Django to call that guy. So if we go to settings.common, so we need to make Django aware of that dist folder. So common, go to the bottom, this guy. So we're going to add it to our static files. So now when Django loads, it's going to load all of this JavaScript in this dist file, which is what we want. And so then we have access to that. Where is it? We have access to that. Oh, there'll be an index.js file here. So that'll be cool. I think I also want to do a clean, because if I'm using live server stuff, it doesn't really matter. It's not on. Okay, I'm just thinking like because I'm sometimes testing live stuff, it generates all this other crap. But when I submit this to the server, it's not going to generate that. It's never going to call that live test script. So this will be a clean directory. So I think that's cool for now. So I was thinking I might just like, delete the folder every time I update. But that's cool. Okay. What do we want to do now? So Django's aware of our stuff. So now when we run our base app, we have, I think it's in our head. Okay, so I'm doing a JavaScript call. I'm getting my Alpine CSS here. I think I want to get rid of that and instead do this. So just index.js, I guess. And instead of the Tailwind stuff, just index.css. That should work nicely. So now we've got our API, we have the generated JavaScript, and then the generated CSS. And I'm just assuming it's not a big app or anything at the moment, so I can just put everything in this index.js file. So I just have to output one file, and everything should just work. And then I just need to create tags so that parcel knows where to inject its components. So I guess we could do that too. So for example, in our idea template here, we're using masonry too. I should package that in. So we'll get rid of that script call. So I'm using this script called masonry, which creates like a nice grid that's animatable. But now I have to bring that into my bundle too, I guess. So I'm going to have to convert this to. I think we'll just leave it for now. We'll just keep it simple. So this is the ideas app. This is the home screen app. So I'm going to want two little Preact apps here, or components. So I'm just going to do div with an ID. Actually, I'll do it like this. Div we'll call it ideas. And so we'll use this to inject a parcel component, and then up here we'll do the same. So div, and we'll just call it index. Okay. And we'll leave all of this HTML as is, but because I've removed the, that'll blow up, I think. Yeah, so none of this will work now, but we should see our little app run, I think. So let's test. She works. Okay. So we can break the little test script, npm start. So this is going to compile our JavaScript app, and then also the Django app, but it doesn't work. Pip env project package pip env. So we just want an npm here. Okay, let's just test these independently. So if I do JavaScript dev Django, that should run the Django server. Let's hope it compiles. Looks good. She's alive. But as you can see, I haven't generated the Tailwind CSS yet, so it looks like shit. But that's cool. So that's good. At least it renders as well. And then we'll do dev.js. So this should render the CSS and the JavaScript. It's needed to render this guy. Oh, another coffee. Ooh. Okay. So parcel has built. And cool. So we've got an index CSS file and the JS file here. Perfect. Let's combine them. So npm start. And that should do both. Concurrently doesn't exist. I did not install you. My bad. And it takes everything is so slow with the streaming. Even downloading, I guess. Or is it installing? Not sure because it's literally frozen. But yeah, okay, so yeah, this is a Sublime text. Sorry, Sublime merge. And it's like super nice to use. I prefer it a bit over the VS Code get stuff is okay, but it's kind of a pain, but it's just a little more cumbersome, I think. I just like the view of this, and it's so fast. Like when you commit stuff, it just does it. I guess it processes stuff in the background, but like if I click on add here, so if I stage a file here, it just takes a few seconds, same with unstaging. But if I'm here in Sublime, click stage, instant. So just really, really nice app. Okay, so we are built. All right, so let's try that again. npm start. We'll let him compile. And then I'm getting these, cache. Where is that coming from? .cache. Okay. Allow that to get ignore. Okay, cool. It looks better. So source live. Don't really need this. Okay, looks right. I think we're live. So it should just, I'm still running on the Django server here. So I've got two servers running. I don't know if you watched the first episode, but you can see it says like localhost 1234. But I'm also running that Django server. So there's a Django thing somewhere. But I'm using concurrently, which is a JavaScript or like a node package that lets you run two scripts in the same terminal. So I'm using the start script to do that. So I can run the Django server and then the JavaScript server independently. And so now the setup is cool because when I update these source files, the JavaScript loads independently of that, and then Django doesn't even care about it. And even cooler is because I'm using Parcel to bundle my stuff. This JavaScript file, because I'm in dev mode, has code that uses WebSockets to talk to that JavaScript server. That's all the changes automatically propagate. And Django doesn't have to know about it. It's just like Django loads when it needs to, and then the JavaScript acts independently, but I can still kind of merge them by using this folder here. So that's cool. So now, as you can see, our Tailwind CSS is loading beautifully. So if I log in, that doesn't look so good. Why is that happening? We've got a 404 in the. Ooh. Okay. So I guess in this head component, this API should just be built into the JavaScript. So we don't care about it. Why is Tailwind CSS getting called so? I think it's because it's my second app. Let's have a look. Tailwind.css. Yeah, login page. So we want just index.css here. So if we refresh that, looks beautiful. Login. So this is Google complaining about my test server. Login. God, I think maybe. Okay, so could I log in as someone? I could, I guess. Google Auth API. It's always a pain trying to find the console for this thing. Oh, come on, this one. Lost it. API console. Just going to pause the stream here. I'll still be live. I just don't want like any private keys to show up by mistake. Credentials. All right. Localhost. So just using a different port. So I'll save that. Then go back. Log in. Okay, we are live. So you can see I just had to change the accepted URLs. So I was using port 8080 instead of 8000. Cool. So this is my local dev server, but no ideas. Oh, okay, it's probably not rendering the ideas because obviously that JavaScript's not working. So I'm not rendering it through Django. This was supposed to be rendered by what do you call it? Rendered by Alpine CSS. So all that dynamic stuff is Alpine, but the Django kind of template works. But the menu doesn't work. Nothing works. Okay. So I think if I just click enter, it's not actual form, it's a custom JavaScript form thing. Cool. So at least we got it working. Now we just need to make sure our JavaScript's injecting. Oh, it's not. So, okay. Remember I added those tags? Don't know where. Okay, here's the index tag. So we need to actually connect that up to our JavaScript. So index.tsx is what we want. So you can see I'm doing element by ID root. So we want to do index. So I guess we'll have two apps here, two components. So it's going to be index. I should have just renamed that, and index. And any luck, we should see our text somewhere. ID, hello world. Oh, okay. That's because just need to refresh the page. Or not. U is null. What is that? The hell is U? Just make sure this runs. Console. Hello. Okay, we got that working. Why is this guy not working? Very curious. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at React use null. Maybe parcel use null. Weird. Great. More issues. It'd be nice if this map was working. So it's saying that the error of the source map failed with the 404. Static index.js. Oh, God. What's the issue here? Hmm. Well, great. This is not what I was planning to happen. What the hell is you, man? Okay, I think there's a parcel option to not minimize it. Let's have a look. Parcel.js. Documentation. Then so I don't want to minify. This is what I want. Don't minify. Okay, so if we go back to package, dev.js, that's cool. Don't minify that. So if I then refresh this stuff, Jesus. Okay, npm start. Why is that happening? Maybe it's a build parcel. Oh, I wonder if watch is better, so it doesn't spin up a server because we don't really need the server here. Okay. For special use cases, it's possible to perform a single build from the development with a no minifier. Can I use that in only in build? Damn. Okay, I guess we'll just we'll try that. So npm run build no minify. Stop that. No minify. So we don't really need type checking right now, which is what's happening here. It's just running TypeScript to check if all the types work, and they don't. Is that causing issues maybe? Couldn't find name H in ideas.tsx. Jesus, okay, let's just run this. No minify. What is going on, man? It doesn't have parcel. Okay, fuck it. We'll just do a test build here. Parcel build, no minify. Oh, npm run build. Sorry. Yeah, man, definitely setting up environments is the best thing about development. That and deploying, I reckon. Because like you got to set up all the config, really know how things work and fit together. And then deployment's the same, but then it's running on an external server, and you can't as easy interact with code on the server. You can obviously, but it's not as easy. So npm run dev Django, right? So we're just going to run the server without running that JavaScript. So we've built the JavaScript now. Okay, cool. So this should work. And run some code. What the fuck is you, man? Come on. Why is this minified still? What are you talking about, man? So index.js map. Okay. I wonder if I'm just gonna paste this index file in here. Does that give me my source mappings? Don't think so. Why is this? Oh, dev, wrong one. Dist. So js.map. Okay. Yeah, this is saying like I can't get the source map for some reason. Maybe it's just trying to do that. That's probably what it's doing. Um, okay, let's try that. Okay, source map is loaded. So that it was using so all my static files get linked from the source on the dev server, but for some reason it was loading just the directly from the URL. Not sure how I can fix that yet, but it's probably worth doing. So M, what the hell is M? This is Preact stuff, but it's not loading the Preact stuff. Why not? Render.js 29. Is it because it can't find the node? Interesting. Let's make sure this works. No, that's probably what's happening. Why not? I thought we had my div in here. That's probably what's going on. Okay, let's see. Index root. And if, or we can just do index root and render index roots. Okay, and then we have our index thing. And then we can just say div props.test. Okay, whatever. Maybe that should fix it. So if we do npm start again, so I wonder if we can set up a parcel to okay, we don't need that build for now. Sorry, I'll just be back 1 second. All right, I'm back. All right, let's see what's going on. So if I rerun that, just get this build script again. So start and build, that's cool. And source map. I do want the source map, but I want it to have a different URL. Source map. Okay, we are live. Third-party modules, developers, debugging. I have to look into that to reconfigure that source map URL. So now if I refresh, hopefully we get, okay, it's not breaking. That's cool. But we're not getting that index URL, this guy here. Why not? So this is my index, menu ideas, okay, index. So why aren't you working? Oh, it is working. It's just in there, but it's not. God. So it's not populated with anything. Maybe what we have to do is wait till the thing loads. I don't know. Okay, we do it at the end. We'll have to stick it at the end of the stuff, right? So CSS, cool, we want that, but we'll get rid of the JavaScript, and then an app base app, we can place that script here. Hopefully, that will then load after the body has finished. There we go. Okay, cool. Exactly. So once the body finishes rendering, we now that like div is working or is like actually injected. Cool. So yeah, looking good. So now we can actually do stuff. So the index, this little index bit, we want you. Well, I guess there's a couple of apps here. So we've got a component here. Yeah, maybe we'll just do an index. So there's all this whole thing and the ideas that come underneath, they will be built with the JavaScript or the Preact stuff. So it's literally like just two buttons. The menu, well, I guess this whole page could be JavaScript too. How do we want to do it? What are all ideas? It's kind of the same thing. I'm just thinking, do we have a component for the navigation, and then a component for the like actual content, and inject them twice? Yeah, I guess we could do that because they're kind of independent, right? So do I use navigation here? Text area. Okay, menu ideas. Menu ideas. What? Oh, that's this thing here. Okay, don't care about you. Maybe it's in base app. So base app renders the menu, components menu. Okay, this is that menu I was talking about. So this is like the pop-up menu that we have here, which is also using, so it's all like inline, this one. So there's no JavaScript I'm running here. It's like literally inside the HTML. It actually works really well. Like, it's quite a fun little library, but I think it's maybe too confusing. It's not that extensible if you're trying to make things a bit more complicated. So I think I'm going to convert. Let's do that first, yeah? So in index, I'm going to have 3 little components, pages or whatever. So let's do a folder here. We'll call components, and we're going to do index.tsx. We're going to do ideas.tsx. Let's go ideas page. Let's do page ideas. And then this is going to be page index. And then we'll do a third one, which will be our nav. Come on, nav.tsx. Sorry for that noise if you can hear it. Okay, cool. So we've got 3, oh, where are we? Close all of this crap. So source, we've got 3 components. So then in this main index file, we want to actually inject that in. So this is going to be our index component. We'll pop in our index page. Come on. I guess we'll export you as default. Index page, we'll call you. Nice. And then we also need to pull in you. We don't need render, I guess. Don't need that. So it's gonna render index page. Let's say index page. If we do a little function here, render. Exists. So the app should be like an element. Oh, sorry. And then we'll say app and render app. And we'll have root, which is going to be a string. Let's say ID, yeah? So then we want to do this guy. Const element. ID is element. Oh, okay. Oh, we want to render the app, yes, and we want to render it as element if it exists. So if the element exists, we can then render the app in that element. We'll call it component. Doesn't really matter. And so now we can do render if exists and index and a little app. Okay, cool. And then it's gonna be our index page. I'm gonna import that from components. So render components. We don't really need that. Okay, so index page jsx.element h.jsx.element h.jsx.element. Cool. So that's TypeScript working there. So we have 3 of these. So we'll say like ideas, nav, call it nav. This is going to be our ideas page. And I guess we don't need any props into any of these. Just get rid of all that crap. Don't need that. Okay, cool. So we just need to make these now. So I'll just copy this guy, paste it in here. But instead of index page, it's going to be ideas page. And then nav, same thing, but it's going to be nav menu, we'll call it. And we'll call it nav menu. Index page, oh, my bad. We are importing you. Just need to get IntelliSense to work. Come on. Import you. Okay. Page ideas. Ideas page. Ah, that's why. Wasn't spelling it correctly. Okay, cool. So these all have props. That's what it's complaining about. But this is like top level stuff. We don't actually care about the props. So nav, same thing. Let's get rid of you. Get rid of you. So this is our nav. This is our index and then ideas. So there's a nice little command here, just FYI. It's called, I'm using, actually what is it? Expand selection. So I've set it up, yeah, expand selection. So this guy here, I'm using it with Control Q. Highly recommend it because you just go Control Q and then it expands the selection just to where you need it. And it's really easy to just like pick up stuff like that. So it's nice to use. Okay, cool. We're rendering. Unexpected token. Index.css 18. Line 618. Don't know what that's complaining about. But let's see if it works. So index is running. We need to get nav to run now. So go back to our Django app, templates, ideas. Where's menu? Okay, cool. So menu. We can clean this up later, but let's call it nav, yeah. And then on our ideas page, have something similar. So we've got ideas, which at the top there, maybe underneath you. So that should. So nav is working, index is working. We've got ideas. It's not working. Why not? This goddamn microphone. So, idea. That's probably why. Refresh that. Okay, cool. So all of our components are now injected into our Django app. They still don't do anything, but it's sort of working. So what should we do first? Let's do the navigation first, yeah? So it's kind of like, what do we need? We need our nav component and our menu component, which is here. So I guess we can just like copy all of this crap. Let's chuck it in here. So it's going to render that. Then TypeScript's going to have a hissy fit because none of this makes sense. Class. We need to change the class name. So it's a protected property in JavaScript. So that's why we use class name. We'll just format it a bit better. And what's the problem now? Probably all these tags, right? Left side of comma. Yeah, so all these tags are breaking, which is probably just going to break parcel or Preact, sorry. So, how do we do this? So we have some data. So this is really, okay, I'll just redo that classes. So class equals, maybe we'll change class name equals, because that's a property called classes. That messed up there. So we'll keep that. And then I guess we need some states here, right? So from Preact, we're going to call use state from Preact hooks. And then we have a couple things here. So really get rid of this. Keep that in logic. Actually, we'll say open set open equals use state false. Use state. All right, so we can get rid of the open. So these classes, looks like it's just a const. So we don't really care about that. On click, open equals true. So we can do that on click. Equals set open true. So that's cool. Click away. Yeah, there's actually some nice little properties here. So at click away or at key down escape, you can just like set properties in it really easily. Whereas with like parcel, it's a bit more cumbersome. So that's okay. So we'll say do open, set open true. Or maybe let's call this is open. And then we'll call this open, close, yeah? Set is open, false. And then I don't have to create these little functions here. I can just say open. And then on, mouse down. Okay, so this is pretty good. We're still missing some functionality there, which we can do a bit later. And then is open. So I'm guessing yeah, this is what we want here. So this div is changing its classes based on whether it's open or not. So with React, we can do something similar. So let's just wrap that in a JavaScript. And then it's going to be yes, is open. We want this stuff. Otherwise, we want this stuff. Okay, cool. Fix cloak, don't need. Oh, we already got class names here. So we'll wrap you guys and then plus this logic. Okay, cool. It's okay. And then on this mouse over stuff, just paste you there. So unclick equals close. Unclick.stop. What does that do? I'm not sure. And then this template. Okay, so this template's rendering. So this is some more Alpine stuff. So it's rendering this little link for every link in these ideas here. So we can do the same. So we can just do like a, well, really we have a list here of stuff. So pull that out. So that's cool. Oh yeah, URLs. So it's using like the Django URLs here, which I can't access easily now. Just put you as a constant now, so stats URL equals this. Okay, and then .map. So what is it? Link, and then it's outputting this link. Link.href. So href is going to be link.href. Link.text is going to be here. All right, and then so on focus, we want to open, and then class name equals, okay, so it's using the classes we had before. So I guess it's a common class that we have, but it's also using these classes. So we extract those classes, plus classes, I guess. Okay, I think that works. Maybe we'll let's make it a bit cleaner. Yeah, it's pretty ugly right now, but it's okay. So there we go. So that's that done. And then this is a row. Not exactly sure what it is. Stats URL. That's this guy. Okay. Class name row. Again, we're missing those Django URLs. Sadly. Oh, I know what this is. This is like another element. Or it's just part of the menu. I was wondering what the menu was. So why is it generating some and then has some fixed ones? But these are kind of side by side on the bottom. So class name, it's going to be classes. Do the same here. So I think that works. Then we have some weird div issue here. So save it. So it's a link. Oh, wait. Okay. Cool. I think that should work. We built something. Menu. Okay. So it's somewhat working. Nice. But it's still kind of broken. And why is that? So it doesn't look like it's rendering these guys for some reason. Okay. Okay, that's looking better. But these guys aren't rendering for some reason. So why not? I mean, role menu item, href, enter text. Why aren't you working, man? On focus, open. Interesting. Let's have a look. So we've got the row. Just hover on you. Jesus, flies. Hover. Oh, it's like JavaScript hover. That's okay. So we've got this row justify end. Guessing that's this thing. Yeah, okay, so that's the little hamburger menu. And then, why don't you work, man? Fuck it. I'll just manually do it, hey? So href will just be this guy, text will be ideas, get rid of that guy. Okay, and then the second one's going to be stats URL, right? We'll just call it stats. And then this whole like, this can go. Okay, so that's what we want. Don't know why I wasn't automatically generating. But now, okay, so the one problem, okay, it does sort of work. Just the keyboard navigation. And when I click away as well, it doesn't work. Curious how that actually, Alpine is doing that. So that's sort of a bug still. So this like click away, click.stop. I'm not sure what that is. And then also some Python URLs. It's a shame we're missing that. So yeah, I guess like where's the fuck? What did I just do? Bizarre. Okay. Yeah, no, just disappeared for a sec. But yeah, these Python URLs, that's another issue I'm going to have to solve. So like settings, just call it URL settings. Bring it up here. Let's call it URL settings. And you're going to be settings. And then stats URL, be URL stats. Okay. Then this guy log out. So URL log out. Same sort of thing. Okay, cool. So that should point to, okay, so I'm looking at the URLs down at the bottom left there. So I'm just seeing that they look okay, which they do. So click on stats. Go to the stats, nice. If I go to the settings, go to the settings, nice. I can log out too. So IDES is wrong. Ideas. All right, cool. So yeah, there's a few little bits that don't quite work yet. But I think the premise is sort of there, and I'm sure someone's figured this issue out. So how to like use Django URLs in the JavaScript packages. What I could do actually is it's like create like a little JavaScript snippet, or even like the what do you call them? Like the base app. Like I could create like a little script and manually set that. So like I could do this. So it's just JavaScript, right? And then it'll be like a global thing called URLs. and we just say settings, and that's going to equal this. Yeah, cool. And then I can just do all the URLs here that I need. So like log out. So okay, settings, stats, and what else? Index, yeah, or home maybe. Index, I think. In my mind, I use home is like the actual home page, and then index is the index page. So index will be the root. Stats will be stats, log out, settings, yeah. And then this is all like typed, I guess. So in components, I could just have a like little utils .csx here. Which is just going to be like a type, right? So type URLs equals. So it's kind of annoying because I have to maintain these URLs, make sure that they're typed properly. But essentially, these are all strings. So I can now import URLs from, let's say, nav. So import URLs from utils. Okay. And then all of these. So URL, it's going to be urls.logout. But it's using it as a type here. So I guess come on, utils. It's not a type, but I want to define something. Like define const URLs equals. I haven't actually done much typing in TypeScript. So how do you do that? TypeScript. Actually, maybe I could just look at like how Preact works. Nav Preact. Okay, declare namespace Preact. Maybe just interface. That's probably what I want. Utils. Okay. URL stats. Okay, maybe it's not that. Fuck off. Util. Okay, util. So it's going to be similar to this, it looks like. So I want to declare like a namespace like this, I guess. Declare namespace. Elemental. No, ideas. And then within that is this, right? Interface URLs. Can I export that? Yes. And from nav. Hmm. Bum, bum, bum. Come on, what is this declare keyword? Declarations. What if it's just okay, I don't want to bore you guys even more than you probably are by figuring out how to declare a type. But I'll spend 5 more minutes on it. Can't export interface. Okay. Can I use? So I want to like do this kind of, import something. So it's just a type. It doesn't actually exist in TypeScript because I've set it in JavaScript somewhere else. But how do you use that number, that value? Example of a module in TypeScript. That is math from math. Moment.d.ts. Okay. Rails.d.ts. And in here, I'm just going to declare this guy. Okay, declare sure const urls equals God, how do we? Okay, I won't bore you anymore with this. Because we function h. Okay, actually, maybe I will bore you with this. I think we can do that. Okay, import URLs from utils. Utils declare function URLs, and then Jesus, man. Okay, H. So why does this work? Type is a string. Index is a string. What's the problem? Oh, these are parameters into the function. So if we do that, and it's going to output this. That kind of works. We really need to export it. Maybe. So how does the preact declares this function here? Declare namespace preact. It's exporting that as well. Export as namespace preact. Maybe I'll do that too. Export as namespace ideas. Why is this failing now? Declaration files. Okay, what about import URLs? Can I use those now? URLs dot stats. Come on, where are you, man? Does not exist on. Oh, because URLs is a function. Const URLs. Does that work? Yay, finally. Sorry about that. Okay, where are we now? URLs.stats. Perfect. URLs.logout. Perfect. URLs.settings. Perfect. Stats. Those are all the hrefs, so yeah. I guess this one here as well. So we're going to do URLs.index. Sweet. And then we don't need this crap. Okay. Seems to work. Can get rid of all this crap. So maybe it's failed. Ideas are not defined. Fucking TypeScript. Oh man, I didn't get to do much coding at all. Okay, I think I'm gonna like take a break, and I'll figure this out later. And yeah, so I guess I kind of showed you some cool stuff. So I've imported all the Tailwind stuff and TypeScript and all that, and then just converted that little thing. Didn't get to do quite what I wanted to, but I don't want to like make the stream 4 hours long, so I'll do that in my own time. Or maybe do a part 2 after lunch. We'll see. But yeah, hope you guys learned something. Sorry for the fuck around. That is porting stuff. But yeah, I guess I'll catch you sometime else. See you guys on the other side.